holiday moments with us. And so right now, what you are about to do is create those lifelong lasting memories. 50 years from now, a grandchild will say, I remember the tree. You could have multicolor lights. You could have white lights. You could have like soft pastel lights. And then it did all kinds of fun stuff too. And unless that person remembers QVC, they probably will be like, what tree did that? You know what tree did that? Our today's special value. And Dan and I are back together again. We kicked off, we're wrapping up. Welcome back. We have the final look of our today's special value of maybe the most dramatic, luxurious today's special value tree that you've brought to us from Santa's Best, which is only here at QVC. And there's so much we want to talk about, but should we do some of the sizes? Because we're getting limited in some of our sizes. And
yeah, that's a great point.
Also, if you're someone, by the way, that doesn't really think you do artificial trees because your tradition is to do a real tree, I have a feeling with some of our sizes, we might convince you that this is a year to add another tree. Don't change your traditions, but add another tree. So we start with the 5 foot. Dan and I were actually together last year when we introduced the size for the first time. This is on a crazy good, easy pay plan, and this is the final look of our today's special value. And Dan, what's the 5 foot perfect for, do you think, with your...
I think it's such a versatile tree. You know, you can put it on a little pedestal. We have done that around here. You know, it's good for an assisted living. I personally used it for, as you were saying last year, we introduced it. I put it in my kid's bedroom.
Okay.
He used it as a nightlight, absolutely loved it, had his multi-lights, just used it, and every night before he went to bed, we shut his tree up. The first thing he did in the morning, lights back on.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, so that's the 5 foot for the kitchen tree, the themed tree, right? If you're going to do a lot of that Disney Frozen stuff on a Christmas tree, do the pastel lights, and that would be beautiful. Then we do the 6.5 foot. And the 6.5 foot has been super popular even since midnight last night. And that, by the way, Santa's Best made this tree exclusively for us at QVC. They are the company that actually first came up with the brilliant idea of putting lights on a tree, making it pre-lit. So thank you for that, because I remember we always have like the kids' tree in the basement, and that was one that we had to put up, and then we had to string the lights on, and it never looked as good as this. We started with 10,000 6.5 foot trees at the beginning of the day. We only have 4,500 left. 35. Oh my goodness, we only have 3,500 left. And when I say only, do you know how many Elsa dolls just were ordered? That's how many people are watching. This is the final look of our today's special value, and only 3,500 of you can get the 6.5 foot. And remember last night we talked to our friend who worked 75-hour work weeks,
Helen.
and she said, good memory, Helen said her tree was sold out last year. So 6.5 foot, we only have 3,500 left. That could easily go during this presentation. And then we have the 7.5 foot. And Dan, you were saying for the 8 foot or even a 9 foot ceiling, this is perfect.
It is perfect. You know, 7.5 feet tall, beautifully, perfectly lit tree with all your decorations. It's a magical tree, and it's going to leave you room for your tree topper.
And then let's go back here, because remember I said to you, you may be a natural tree person. That might be your tradition in the family room, but maybe you've got a vaulted 2-story entranceway, or you've got a big high ceiling, maybe even in the bedroom or in the living room. I don't know many of us that would tackle lighting a 9 foot tree like this. I know my husband, if we were out at the tree farm, would say, no, too big, let's go to the short aisle, okay? So that would be like a feat that you would have to do to even get anywhere near this, and you wouldn't get the lighting functions that we have in our value of the day. We started with 2,100 of the beautiful 9 foot tree. So again, think about this. Still get your gorgeous natural tree that you put your Christmas decorations on if that is your tradition, but how about this one as the dramatic 9 foot tree? Nobody ever could string the lights like this, even on a tree that you purchased, and we only have 600 remaining. So here's how the Easy Pay breaks down. Then I want to take you through with Dan the lights, because you don't have to decide, do I want white, do I want multi, do I want to be able to do something fun? The answer is yes. You just pick your size, and your tree lights will do everything. So if you want the 5 foot, look at, just glance down at that manufacturer's suggested retail price, and then go to the next red aisle, which is our today's special value price. We give you the best Easy Pay that we do, 6 easy payments of only $38.17 if you're getting that 5 foot, $94.83 if you're getting the very limited 9 foot, and this is the only order of the season. There is no advance order. So Dan, can we talk about the lights? Because I love that our QVC customers actually, I think, invented a whole new way to light up the Christmas tree.
They They certainly did. They gave us inspiration. They told us what they like, and here we are. We started last year with an offer of an LED that has a choice of clear or multi, but we've taken it to that next step. Compliments of everybody out there. So right here we have our multi-lights, very vibrant colors, truly, you know, truly nice, vibrant colors with a purple that you often don't see out there in the marketplace. We have our clear lights for the traditionalists.
And all you're doing is clicking the function on the remote control, and then it lights up, as you can see, and I can do it on mine too,
Sure,
but
yeah.
every time you touch the function, it changes the lights. So
That's
it will
right.
tell you what lights are on. Obviously, I think the biggest argument has always been, I want multi, I want white, and now that argument is over, because
Yeah.
you can decide.
Put that one to bed, and now you got 4 other functions that you can decide between, and really that won't be an argument because you can flip them around each day. Hey, you know what? The great equalizer is everybody chooses one for each day of the week.
So multicolor and then white. Then the next one is what you guys invented, and it's so cool because there is a moment where you can do a function where it morphs from the white to the bright, and our QVC Brilliant customers said, but I like that pastel.
Yeah.
I would, you know, there are ornaments now for Easter. There's ornaments for baby showers. Like, you really love maybe with your home decor that pretty pastel way to decorate.
Right, I like those bright colors, but you know what? They're a little too bright for me. Can I find something in between? The jewel tones of this tree is gonna make some of those ornaments really pop.
And then you can have fun with kind of what I call the special effects.
Yes, yeah, I love calling it the special effects too, because this is, as you were saying, that slow fade. So you'll see here as the lights get dimmer, and then they reverse and come back up, get brighter, and it'll continuously go in that motion back and forth. It's actually a pretty soothing function on there. And then we have one that'll toggle back and forth. Gently move back and forth between your clear and your multi.
That's really good for the family that argues, do I want light, white,
Right.
do I want multi? Because, you know, it goes back and
Let's
forth.
settle it in about 4 seconds.
And
okay,
there
we
you
can
go.
go. Yeah, there we
okay,
go.
they're white now.
And then we have 2 twinkle functions. This is our slow twinkle, and actually it's pretty neat. The twinkle goes through the pastel, the clear, and the multi.
Wow.
So it has almost what I like to see as like a glistening effect. It has that as sort of shimmer glisten effect, and that's our slow twinkle. And then we want to have our party tree for
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve
A
is
New Year's
exactly
Eve
what I was
party.
thinking about. Old
And-
Lang Syne just would be great with this feature.
And these are lights that stay on and are professionally put on the tree. But what I'd love to do right now is bring the lights back up, because it shows you how easy this tree is to put together, because Bryn has actually been putting this tree together all day long. So we're gonna bebop over there
Yep.
and remind you that this is the last look of our today's special value. We are now in a limited quantity on the 6.5 that Bryn's gonna be putting together and the 9 foot. So Bryn, first of all, people have been asking me, is it heavy? So would you kind of talk us through what you're
I
going to
would
do?
love to. It is not heavy. If I can do it, you guys can definitely do it. So we have a really sturdy base, the rubber bottom, so you know you're set to go with that. Easy as setting it on the ground. Then this guy is the base. I would say he's the heaviest, and again, really not a big deal. I can get it really easily. And all you have to do is drop it in. So there's no fancy work with that. And you plug it in. That's the only plug
How
I have
cool
to
is that?
touch in this whole situation. Then you go into your middle section. Again, very, very light. I can't tell you how easy this is. And because you're just dropping it in and not really having to line it up with anything, you just let gravity do the work.
And see, that's so cool, because it's not a plug that you have to line up, that you have to then start to like strip it because you're trying to turn it around. I actually saw you do this earlier today, and I thought it was brilliant that
It is,
there
isn't it?
actually is, as you can see on the tree, right here. Oh, you know what? There's something in the way.
Yeah, I don't know what
Sorry. There's something in the way. I don't know what that is. Anyway, if you look right there, it's just a circle, so you don't have to worry about lining up the plug. It just goes right in. You don't have to look.
Yep.
You just go.
Just
boom.
pop it in.
There's no wrong way to put it in. You can put it in, just turn it around. It doesn't matter.
Right,
And that's
yeah.
the ease of easy power, of easy being the operative word. There is no fuss. You get to spend your time doing what everybody enjoys,
And then-
putting ornaments on.
Do you mind taking it down for me?
Sure.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
I only
just
say
as
this
easy.
because this is usually the job we hate.
Yes.
That we don't like to have to put the tree away. So you just kind of do everything in
Yeah.
reverse, And now it's ready to go away for the
Isn't that
season.
incredible?
And now Bryn is ready for her next demonstration, which I'm sure we'll come back to, girls. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Kind of sad when the tree goes down, but you know what? At least we're not making that an elongated sadness. It's sort of
No,
quick
it's just
and-
like boom, boom, boom,
Yeah,
I'm
let's
done.
just-
Or
yep.
we're leaving that dreaded job because it is such a pain to do it. Now, let's also mention that Santa's Best is a company that builds a lot of really cool technology into this today's special value, which you can only find here at QVC. One is, I think, what Bryn just demonstrated, the fact that when you put it together, it just instantly comes on, right?
Right, yep, the easy power. And that's it, it just falls right into place. We put an upgraded steel in there, so it's got memory. So from year to year, as soon as you pull that out of the box, as Bryn was saying, gravity just takes effect. It falls into place. You know, Bryn and I were joking, we have a tendency just from muscle memory, we like to do a little zhuzhing, a little fluffing. It's not necessary, but if it makes you feel good as it
Right.
does, Bryn and I,
Do it.
please go ahead.
And
but-
then we've all, I mean, I remember my job was to line those little lights out on the floor of the living room growing up in Delaware County, Springfield, Frankie. And if one went out, then you had to figure out, okay, if the string was out, which bulb is bad. And you have this continuous on technology that means I will never have to recreate that dreaded, little kid childhood job that I didn't like.
Dude, I can't even.
Remember?
That was your job?
Yeah.
That was your job?
I was the youngest of five. I got the lousy jobs.
Talk about the short straw, because
I
I tell you
know.
what, that is a really, really bad
Yeah, that
job.
wasn't
I've
a
had it
fun job.
myself. You know what? Didn't go near my dad within 4 hours of him even doing that, because that's how long he would stew over it. Continuous on technology is what we have come up with, the answer to that nightmare before Christmas. One of these bulbs were to come out, break loose, you're never gonna know, because with the continuous on here, we just, we'll show you here, we can pull a bulb out. Actually, they're not quite easy to take out, which is a good thing.
Right.
But if they did fall out or come loose, you'd never know, because the rest of the tree is gonna stay entirely lit. We don't lose a section, we don't lose a light.
Right.
And really, the whole thing has perfect illumination, perfectly lit throughout.
And remember, too, that this is going to cost you next to nothing to light for the entire holiday season. Can you share that with everybody, Dan? Because,
Sure.
It's a beautiful tree, and we'll get into the way the tree is
The
designed in a
aesthetics,
moment,
right.
but it's actually a tree that might save you money over the holiday season.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. This is a low voltage technology, and that's another beauty of the LED. So low voltage, it doesn't cost anything. The entire season to light this tree will be less than 50 cents.
Wow. Okay, so, and it's a tree that you'll get out season after season after season. This one does have a 5-year limited warranty from the manufacturer. We start out with this 5-foot, which, like we said, you could use this as the accent tree. I think also what I'm reading in your comments is all of us grew up with one Christmas tree. Sometimes it came in on Christmas Eve and then went out on New Year's Day or the day after New Year's Day. We were always kind of the wild family because we left it up till Little Christmas, January 6th.
I know it
but
well.
now you're putting up your trees early. I heard a woman earlier today said she puts them up in October. We're putting it up right after Thanksgiving or maybe even right before. Remember, the 9-foot, there is not another order this season, and there's no advanced orders that we're taking. We have 600 left in the 9-foot, and I don't care if it's real or it's artificial. I would never want to tackle professionally lighting a 9-foot tree. Let Santa's Best do it, because by the way, you guys have been around a while, right?
Yeah, well, I'd say a long time, over 100 years.
100 years, and the first company to say, well, let's pre-lit the tree. Let's professionally light the Christmas tree.
Yeah,
the
and
other
professionally lit, look at that, 780 lights. I mean, amazing.
That's gorgeous. And still about 50 cents to light during the holiday season. Here's the 6.5-foot. That's our other worrisome size because we started the day with over 10,000. We have 3,400 remaining for the day. And at the end of the day, the price goes up and the easy pay goes away. We're gonna go to the phones and then we're gonna talk Fraser fir and why that's such a big deal. So hi, Lori, welcome to QVC. How are you?
I am doing awesome now.
Oh, wonderful.
Great.
Well, tell Dan and everybody who's watching this last look at the Today's Special Value, why are you so awesome?
Because I just ordered the 7.5-foot tree, and I am so exhausted the last 5 years dragging my huge tree out of the attic, taking it and taking the branches A, B, C, D, fluffing all of them as you put them on that little round thing, and then lighting it with like over 1,000 lights. It's just ridiculous. The thing is falling apart, and I saw this, and I was so excited. I called my best friend. I was like, you've got to see this tree, because she's helped me in the past put my tree together, and it literally takes us a day and a half to do it.
Oh my gosh. Well, your 7.5 foot comes in 3 pieces, just like the one that Bryn's been showing. So
Yes.
when we go back there, I just want you to think of the 2-day setup, and you'll be giggling when you see that Bryn
Yes.
basically is going to do it in, like, I don't know, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's what I told my friend. I was like, you're not going to believe this. You have to look at this video. You have to see it. I mean, she was so excited for me. And, I mean, I would put it off till, like, December 15th, because I absolutely hated dragging that thing out. But I love Christmas so much. I put up 3 trees.
I love it.
And but that one is the biggest one, and it was just such a hassle.
Right.
So it's time to upgrade.
It is. And you know what? I know that Dan will be part of our holiday seasons at QVC.
will,
So
yeah.
next year, I have a feeling, Laura, you're going to be upgrading the other 2 as well. Because once you do Santa's Best, you don't want to go back.
Probably so. Probably so. You'll have to come out with a white Christmas tree for me to do that, because I have a white tree I put up too.
Will you
That's
put
a
that
great
into Santa's?
suggestion.
We'll put that on Santa's
I
list.
have that registered right now.
Take
That
up
is
to
a
the
great
North Pole.
idea.
Thanks, Lori.
Awesome.
Thanks, Lori.
Awesome.
Thanks, honey. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So
You know what? It's
can we-
so nice to hear, isn't it?
Isn't
you know,
it?
like, it's just refreshing that people are understanding all the pains are going to go away.
Right.
You know, that you don't have to deal with all that nonsense of stringing lights or worrying about putting those individual branches in. It comes together, and you can spend your time doing the important stuff, like, you know, having an eggnog and putting some ornaments
Well,
on
I
the
was
tree.
going to say baking cookies.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to do is talk to you about how realistic it is, because if you are someone that grew up with a natural tree, if you are someone that is very particular about the trees, and you've looked at artificial trees and they just look like pieces of a broom coming
Right.
out. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It's just like so fake looking. This Fraser fir, which is modeled after the most beloved natural tree choice,
It is.
everybody loves a Fraser fir. Look at the way that Santa's Best, apart from the technology, apart from the lights, has brought out the look of a forest fresh tree.
Yeah, I mean, it's painstaking detail. We actually took a Fraser fir, we took one of the branches, and we made a mold out of it. Now, that creates exactly what the Fraser fir looks like. And the Fraser fir is known for having the strong branches in the back, so that's gonna hold those heavier ornaments that you have. It's known for having the soft needles, shorter needles in the front. And the way we build it from the back up, even though there's short needles here, there is absolutely no way you can see through this, but you can still stick your heavier ornaments
Right,
in
on
these area right there.
on
and make
the
it,
inside. I love
and
that.
Decorator-friendly tree.
So what I'd love to do is remind you of how the Easy Pay breaks down, and then we'll go back to Bryn, and then we're going to take a little tour of our living room. And by the way, if you love the Valerie Parr-Hill shows, she used the Today's Special Value tree to decorate her heartfelt holiday. Every tree around the studio today at QVC has been our Today's Special Value tree.
That's her beautiful tree skirt as well.
Thanks,
So it's
Val.
nice. Yeah.
So here's how it breaks down. If you want the 5 foot, it is 6 easy payments of $38.17. The 6.5 foot that we are in limited quantity. I'm actually going to put my feet up and watch Bryn do this. Look at me being lazy. That's gonna. So here I'm going to direct Christmas, because that's what we all do. Dan, you sit down next to me too, because
Oh,
you had
this
a
is
long
great.
day. 6.5 foot, we're in final quantities. The 7.5 foot is super popular, and the 9 foot is down to fewer than 600. There is no advance order. So here's what usually happens. Like, the bosses are on the sofa, that's me and Dan, and somebody is putting up the tree, and you're saying, there's too many lights over there. There's not enough lights in the middle. Can you string some more lights? So here comes Bryn, and to our last caller, it took her 2 days to put up her 7.5 foot tree. You're doing the 6.5, Bryn, but it's basically the same 3 pieces that she'll do in the 7.5.
Absolutely,
Okay.
yeah, and about the same weight really too. So no piece is too heavy.
So just, again, as you do
sure.
this, talk to us and just, again, pepper in the fact that this woman took 2 days to do what you're doing. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so in comparison to the 2 days, I'm gonna take my first section, really easy. Pop it in. You just have to line it up into the base, let gravity do the work. This is my only plug. I'm pretty sure that our caller had quite a few plugs with her 1,000
Yes,
lights.
she did.
This would be my only one. And then you're gonna take your middle section, which is even lighter than the base. You're gonna pop that in. Again, let it fall down. So she was saying she had to zhuzh every single piece.
2 days
Don't
and
have
her
to do
girlfriend.
that.
They can go
Imagine.
shopping now.
Think of all the fun things you can now do. Here's your tree is done.
Wow.
Wow, how cool is that?
And then yesterday we had a really good question from a caller who said her family uses a lighted tree top, and there is not a plug on the top of the tree, but we said if you just got like a dark green extension cord, ran it down the back, then you could plug it into the wall, because
Exactly.
this tree only has one plug
It does.
that goes into the wall.
Yeah, and it's a
Okay,
low
we better not
voltage.
stay so comfy. Let's
Yeah,
get up and
I have to get up.
Now that and you know, that wasn't that much of a rest. That was not the 2-day rest that we expected. Thanks, Bryn. We'll be back
Thanks,
in a
Bryn.
sec.
Yep.
In that 6.5 that Bryn was just working on, we have about 3,200 remaining. Now, we walked over to this. This is that gorgeous 9-foot tree. And by the way, there's really cool videos at QVC.com we'll chat about in a little bit. But this is a spectacular tree that would wow when you would walk into the living room or whatever room in the house it's
Talk
in.
about a statement piece. I mean, just so full, so lush, with all those lights and all that technology. I mean, you're gonna make everybody jealous in the neighborhood.
And then I love what you've done on the landing, because when Dan and I actually worked together last year, when Santa's Best brought the first 5-foot tree, yes, we thought about assisted living centers. I remember when my dad said, I really can't put the big tree up anymore, but I still wanted him to have a Christmas
Right.
tree. The dorm rooms, you can do build to, ship to here. This could be the best gift for mom and dad, or the best gift to the newlyweds that have a really tiny studio apartment and don't have a whole lot of room. But you actually place that in a large urn and it looks gorgeous up there.
Yeah, we gave it a little bit more size, and you can do that with this tree, and that's what's nice about the 5-foot. And the cool part, these are sync. They're in sync. So you have 2 Santa's Best trees, they'll have them sync. So if you put 2 of those 5-footers and flank your fireplace, you'll have them timed perfectly.
And there's so many lights on each and every one that, you know, if you, I had said this earlier, like sometimes it's pretty just to have a lighted Christmas tree, or if you just want to put a few bows in it, or you want to really laden it with ornaments. But you guys, this is the final look. And here we are, September, right? Almost at the end of September. You know what happens. We're usually not seeing a Tree Today special value at this time of year.
Right.
It's a tradition at QVC to do it during Christmas in July. But a lot of you gave us feedback and said, I'm not really thinking about my tree yet, and I still want to get in on a great price on a today's special value that gives you, again, no more worries. If you're doing an all crystally silvery tree this year with white lights, and next year you want to make it really fun because there's a new child in the family and you're going back to the really adorable bright, you can go to pastel, you can go to brights. I mean, no more arguments over lights in this, our last look at our today's special value. And Sylvia is on the line. Hi, Sylvia. Welcome to QVC. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
We're
Doing
well.
great.
We're well. What size did you get?
We got the 7.5 foot.
Okay, right over here. And what lights would you like us to show you, Sylvia? Because you're going to be able to choose whatever lights you want.
Well, I like all of them. That's what I love about this tree
that's
is
great.
you can pick and choose, especially since we leave our tree up for about 6 weeks. So just the fact you can switch it and you get tired of it, it's just an awesome feature of the tree.
Have you ever had anything, a tree from Santa's Best before, or is this your first time, Sylvia?
This is our first time. We went with an artificial tree about 9 years ago. We were having lots of allergies in our family, so we went with an artificial tree, and we've had it. And the middle lights have been out, and my husband is totally frustrated with all the cords going down the center of the tree, plugging each section in. So we're just really looking forward to this tree.
Well, I think we just kind of got rid of all that frustration
We did,
because
yeah.
the lights stay on, as we showed you. There's one plug to plug into the wall. I mean, Sylvia, all of that, I think we put off certain jobs and we put off putting up the tree because it's not fun. And then
Right.
when then the parts that's supposed to bring you joy, putting on the ornaments, everybody's frustrated.
Yep.
So now
It
we took
leads
all
to
the
a whole
angst
mood.
out.
Exactly as you're right. It takes the whole mood away from the fun stuff, giving gifts, having those ornaments and talking about the memories that went into those ornaments. Whether it's a drawing from first grade that you put on your tree, that's the fun part of it. Not cords and
No.
all that other stuff that gives you a headache.
Yeah, your husband's gonna love it. So I'm glad you were with us tonight, Sylvia, and you got in on this last look at our today's special value. So we enjoyed chatting with you and have a very Merry Christmas.
Yes, you guys too. Merry Christmas.
Great. Merry
Thanks.
Christmas. Thank you.
Bye-bye. And everybody has a memory of their Christmas tree.
do.
So imagine what your children and your grandchildren will be talking about someday about this really cool tree that did all these different things. And who knows, it might still be up there at that point because of the quality that Santa's Best brings us. But here we are, we have less than an hour left in the day. This is the end, the grand finale of our Big Joy of Christmas celebration. I would like to let you know that we've had over 17,000 trees ordered since midnight last night. If you're new to QVC and you love this easy technology and love that the lights go on and you're fascinated by the fact that you have 7 different light functions, right? Our price will go up at the end of the day. So you will not get this low today special value price tomorrow. The 6 easy payments, if there's even any easy pay left, will not be this low price. And we talked a lot about upgrading from an artificial tree that frustrates you. Maybe you are ready to try an artificial tree for the first time because maybe of allergies or just because you really don't like the stringing of the lights. And because this was patterned after the most popular Christmas tree, a Fraser fir, actually the tips were molded in that way. I mean, look at this.
It's incredibly
Look at
lifelike.
that.
I mean, you almost have to touch it.
You do.
And even when you touch it, it's so true. You touch it and you say, wow,
But
that
you know, you
actually
don't get
feels...
all the little guys on the bottom of the ground. And then I was saying to Dan, but I respect you because we are a live tree in the family room kind of family. I respect you if that's your tradition, if that's what you love to do. But now, unlike when we were little, there are multiple trees in the house. Some are very elegant and they don't even have a whole lot of decorations on them. They're in the family room. Some are fun, like we do a kitchen tree that has gingerbread
That's fun.
people all over it. So try that 5 foot, even if the real one is in the family room, and then get the 9 foot because I don't know anybody who would want to tackle lighting that tree. I really don't.
It's almost addictive. Once you do start getting the ease, you realize, what was I doing that whole entire time? I put 3 up in my house. I may be a little bit Christmas overboard, but I had a live tree in there. It'll be it was my last year because now I had 2 other Santa's Best trees, and they went up and down so easily, and I fought with the other tree, and now I said, you know what, why am I doing this? I have the beauty, the dark green that is exactly the replica of what a Fraser looks like.
And will stay this beautiful year after year.
It will.
We've got to do some updates for you. Nearly 17,000 trees have been ordered. The price is going to go up at the end of the day. The 5 foot is a sweetheart. I love how Dan pointed out that they're on the same frequency. So if you change the lights from bright to white or from pastel to that wonderful toggle, guess what? Both trees will do that. Now the 6.5 foot is the next size. And again, 6 easy payments. 3,000 remain. That sounds like a lot, but we started with 10,000, actually over 10,000 for the day. And this is when a lot of people have shopped around, they've gone online. You can't find all the technology and this tree anywhere else, but you would pay so much more than our today's special value price if you could find, this is like a decorator tree. This is the kind of artificial tree that they would use in a really high-end shishi, like grand home or in a beautiful boutique hotel. I mean, this is top of the line. Now we just have an update. So many of you tonight have talked about the 7.5 foot. We had 9,000 of these trees when Dan and I kicked off the show last night. We have about 3,000 left, and that's it. And then we got to come over here because by far the most limited is the fewer than 500 that we have left in this glorious 9 foot tree. And it's perfectly lit. There's not a blob. There's not too many here. You know, how many times would you see my poor husband lighting the tree and then we'd get down to the bottom and I would have to run out to the drugstore and buy some more LED lights because we ran out of them towards the bottom of the tree.
Oh, it's so frustrating. And then, you know, you never get them perfectly. This is done by people that do it for a living. And they get each one of these lights out to the tip so that you see them. And you have room to put all your ornaments. It's really just beautiful and well lit.
And Stacy's on the line. Stacy, you're with us with the final look of our today's special value. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Say hi to my friend Dan. We started the day. We're ending the day. Last look at our today's special value.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Stacy.
I got the 9 foot tree.
Oh, you're one of the 500 people across the country who can do that, Stacy.
I'm so excited.
That's great.
What do you love about it, Stacy? Like, what were some of the things we showed you throughout the day that you said, you know what, I'm going for it? And I'm glad you did while we still had the low price.
Well, we just recently moved, and we have a big vaulted ceiling room now, and we've been struggling with an artificial tree that we are trying to light ourselves and put the lights on because the lights no longer work. And just the fact that this lights up on itself, you don't have to worry about plugging in each section, and that you can get the multicolored lights with the clear lights is a huge bonus for us.
And now the pastel lights, and then all the different functions that morph from one to the other.
Right.
I mean, and like we said, it can be a Christmas tree on Christmas Eve, and then it can be the party tree on New Year's Eve. It's really awesome.
It's perfect. You can't beat it. And we've shopped around a lot. You just can't beat this deal.
Yeah, especially with the technology that I know Santa's Best gives us exclusively, but you're right. For a tree that looks like this, Stacy, last night we had a professional decorator who was a florist who actually decorated trees for fine homes for a living, and she was buying the same 9-foot for herself that you're getting. So you have perfect taste.
It is. It's perfect. You can't beat it.
Oh, thanks,
That's
Stacy.
great.
Have a great
Thanks,
night. And
Stacey.
Merry Christmas.
Thanks. Merry Christmas to
Christmas.
you.
Happy holidays.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So if you're sitting back and thinking, you know what, that really does make so much sense. You know, I really could put this down in the basement and do a sports themed tree.
Oh, that's a great
You know,
idea.
I mean, there's like, think of what you could do. If you love the beach, you could get a 5-foot and you could have a little escape to the beach tree. My sister Jenna and I went to Nantucket in, gosh, Christmas when I was 16. Do I have to tell you how many years ago that was? But it's, you know, close to 40. And it was so cool because it was the night that they had their living nativity. And up and down the main street of Nantucket, everybody had about a 5-foot tree outside that was decorated in the way of their shop.
Oh,
so the
that's-
nautical shop was seashells and sailboats. There was a knitting shop where they had hand knit all of the decorations. Like if you are a kitty lover or a pet lover, like you could do a pet tree, you could do a Disney tree. Like you really can start to think about sweet little theme trees throughout the house, especially with this great 5-footer.
Gee, that's such a sweet idea. You put it in the basement and have your kids decorate it. Let them put whatever they want
Right.
on it, because you know usually when it's in the family room, you say, I don't really want that up there. Have fun, do it. That's the beauty of the holiday.
It certainly is. And we need to put Bryn to work one more time, because if you're saying, you know, I love that we're hearing from so many of our customers who are talking about how they struggle. Like they're really struggling every year. They're ones that are, you know, taking all this time and all this energy. For goodness sake, one of our callers said 2 days that she had to actually put this together. We are gonna, again, look at me, I just get very relaxed. I sit back, I let Bryn do all the work. But Bryn, honestly, like before this tree, would you be willing to tackle putting a tree up and down probably, I don't know, 50 times in one day?
No, yeah, and I've definitely done it at least 50 times, and it hasn't been a problem at all.
So take us through it when
Sure.
we get it home.
So you start with your base, you just open it up into this X pattern, you put it right on the floor, super sturdy, won't go anywhere. You have your 3 sections. None of them are too heavy to handle. I've got this one really easily. You simply pop it into the bottom, nothing to line up, nothing to snap in. This is the only plug I have to use. So I feel so sorry for everyone calling in saying that they have so many Christmas lights and have to figure out how to do the plugs up. No, thank you.
And 2 days.
Amazing.
2 days of
Amazing.
doing that.
2 days, you could be shopping instead.
Yes.
So then you put your second one in, and again, kind of let gravity do the work, put it right in, and then your top. And I have to say, this is the exact tree that we've put together since midnight, so up and down at least 30 times, which if you think about it over your life, if you do this 30 times, it'd be 30 years of Christmases, and it still looks just as good as midnight.
That is a great point. And when you said I've done it 30 times, we're on the same wavelength, not just on my remote control, but also with what you just said. Because I thought, wow, that shows you that, you know, it's kind of like here at QVC, we have our quality assurance, and we do something like over and over and over again, way past the time you would do it. Who would take a tree up and down 30 times, and even in one day?
Right.
And you can see that we were together, the 3 of us here, almost 24 hours ago, looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
So we'll come back to you.
Yeah.
I get to put my feet up and make Bryn do all the work. Karen from Michigan is joining us. Hi, Karen. Welcome to our today's special value, and very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you all.
Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas.
Meet Dan.
Hi.
Hi, Karen.
Hi.
So,
I got A 5-foot tree.
Okay.
Beautiful.
It's actually Dan and my, it's kind of like our favorite size, Karen, because we introduced the size last year and we just thought there really was a need for a 5-foot tree.
Sentimental to
Well,
us.
we
Yeah.
moved a year ago. We downsized into a condo. Mm-hmm. And we love it here, but I was so tired of stringing the trees. I had surgery on my shoulder, and I couldn't string it. I couldn't decorate it. And I thought, it was all those extension cords. I thought, nuts. I'm buying this one. It is perfect.
It is, because no more stringing lights.
Oh, that was a chore.
How many pieces is the 5-foot in,
This
Dan?
is just 2 pieces.
Just 2 pieces to put together, so one in the base and then the piece on top, and then the other fun thing is, Karen, is you'd never be able to string lights that would be multi and bright and pastel and would do all cool things.
Yeah.
And you also get this sweet
That
little
is-
Santa
it is.
stocking. And
Every
inside
detail.
of that, you can keep your remote control. So at the end of the night, you put it away and you know where it is for the next day. So you can change the lights in your new tree in your new condo. That's really cool.
Does it come with the base?
Yes, it does. Yeah, it comes with our stand.
Great.
Yes. Now, the skirt is actually from Valerie Parr Hill, so you might want to add your own skirt.
I've
Looks
already
great.
ordered quite a bit tonight.
Right, but if you have a tree skirt, it looks, it's a metal base, so you may want to put a tree skirt. Sometimes I actually have taken sequin scarves, like
Yeah, that's a
shawls,
nice
and just
look.
wrap it around the bottom. So, but if you want to leave it as is, you can. We just added an extra tree
Yeah.
skirt on the bottom to dress it up a bit.
I got a tea lace tree skirt.
Perfect.
That was so
It's going to be
perfect.
gorgeous.
Yeah, it will be.
Oh, and with the pastel lights, that'll be so pretty.
There's our
Yes.
pastel.
Well,
That'll be
enjoy
really
it,
nice.
Karen. It's taken all the angst and all the stress out of the holidays.
It really has.
Thank you so
Thank-
much. Enjoy.
Thank you, Karen.
Good
Take
night.
care.
Have a happy and safe holiday.
Thank
You
you.
too,
You
Karen.
too, Karen.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And this is a tree that never needs watering. That was my other job.
Yeah.
Philip, I was the youngest of
Oh,
5,
man, you
and
got
I was
'em all.
too dumb. I just said yes. Get the tea kettle, fill it up with
Yep.
water. We had a platform, crawl over. I mean, and again, I love those memories, but
Right.
if you got to the point where you don't want to deal with all that anymore, it looks real, it feels real, it acts real, and it's so easy to put up. So, we're going to take a real quick break because Rick Domeyer is making us all so hungry in this back studio, I can't even begin to tell you. But now's the time to do it because the 5-foot tree till the end of the day and the end of the day only is $38.17. The 6.5-foot tree, we've told you we have now about 3,000 left. We started with over 10,000 for the day. I have to update you now. We only have 2,600 left. So we're starting to lose them right and left, and that's 6 easy payments of $58.17. Look at the manufacturer suggested retail price for the 7.5-foot. That's $1,000. Our today's special value price is $419. We have easy pay, meaning we'll ship it out to you right away, and you pay the $69.83 a month. There's only 3,000 left. We have a 9-footer for you. That's a $1,600 manufacturer suggested retail. How many left, Frankie? I'm sorry. 400 left. And that is a rare size and a true beauty. So real good time to get to the phone lines. So, we're out here in what we call our, kind of our warehouse set is what it's called. It's got all these big, beautiful sets. And everybody keeps saying, Rick Domeyer, why does it smell so good out here?
Well, you're going to find out in just a little bit why it smells so good, Jane Treacy. Here's a couple of reasons right in front of me right now. Hello, everybody. My name is Rick, and this is some of the best tasting food you'll ever have in your life. I'm a Minnesota boy. I didn't grow up with smokers, right? A couple neighbors did, but it was always outside. It was like a specialty kind of thing that people did. But now, you can plug the thing in. It's an electric smoker. It's from Masterbuilt. They are by far #1 in their category for a reason, because the ease of use and coming up at midnight, the value that they can offer. This is the single only today's special value Masterbuilt smoker that we're doing for the entire season. So as a gift-giving idea, with 4 cooking racks, it's the brand new Gen 2. The built-in meat probe, so the ribs are always perfect, the core's always perfect, the chicken's always perfect. There's even a remote control in this thing, a side wood chip load. There's 8 brand new features, including a bigger window to see what's going on, fully featured control panel up top, and Look at the wheels. Look at the handle. There's a platinum, there's a cinnamon. Here's the best story. Normally priced at retail about $444 with everything you're going to be getting. Coming up at midnight, it's 5 easy payments for the only today's special value smoke of the entire year, $49.98. It's really, really good. The food's great. Jane, we'll see you in a little bit.
Okay, so come on, Dan, that was a quick throwback.
Smells delicious.
I know. Actually, we were trying to sneak out and get some of that mac and cheese.
We got
but
caught.
They stopped us. They said, go back. You got some trees to talk about. Oh, my goodness. Dan Burns has been with me since midnight last night. No, we haven't been all 24 hours. He has. I haven't. But we are now in the last few minutes to talk about a new family tradition, a way to get rid of, you've heard the callers, the 2-day setup, the plugging in of the lights, the frustration that my artificial tree has lights that are out in the middle, or we just found out that we have a child with allergies, or we just found out that we have a new cat in the family and they like to run up the tree and I want something sturdy. This is our last look at our today's special value. About 17,000 have been ordered since midnight last night. Let's start with the lights because you're playing them with them right now. By the way, Santa's Best, 100 years in the business, what a name to trust. 5-year limited manufacturer's warranty on this particular tree. Trust people that invent something, right? Santa's Best were the first people to say, let's pre-string lights on the tree and then let's make them the best lights out there, right, Dan?
That's exactly right, and we've been really staying up with the times now being LED technology, and this is so cool. We have 7 lighting functions on this. We don't have to fight over clear or multi. We get that, then we get a pastel. Let me show the pastel real quick because I think that's really neat. You're not going to see that anywhere else. And that the genesis of that was last year. The QVC customer told us. They said, freeze that pastel. We love when it morphs. Can you stop that? And working with our engineers, we've been able to get it. And I think that really just changes the whole theme.
Yeah.
You can have your ornaments on there and basically add this tree for longer than the season when you normally would.
I mean, honestly, like if you do collect cool ornaments, like even into the springtime, people do have Halloween trees now. You know, they have really, really cool themes, and this one might be your decorating palette. You might have a little bit more of a modern, or you might have more of a Victorian. Like I look at this pastel and think of Cape May, New Jersey, and like the mauves and the muted and the little antique lace shoes and all the things you could put on that tree. So those are the 3 colors. If we ended there, it would be good, but you guys went even 10 steps
Yeah,
further.
we couldn't stop there because we were just starting to have fun. Then we added a couple other features. Right here, we're going to have a slow fade, and you'll see the bulbs dim down, and then they'll reverse, come back up in our multi.
And these are on the same frequency. I don't have to set anything. So if I get more than 1 tree and it's in the same room, will they do the same thing?
They will sync right up. We have been changing all these trees, and if you notice, all of them move together at the same exact time. So then we have another function here. This is a toggle. It goes back and forth. So if you have that debate, you could say, all right, I won, you won. I won, you won. And then 2 twinkle functions, mesmerizing to my kids. They sit there and look at you get the pastel, the clear, and the multi, and it goes through all of them. And then our fast twinkle for New Year's Eve.
I love it. That's the party tree. By the way, I want to give you an update on the 6.5 foot, because even starting last night at midnight, that was a super popular size. We have a 5, a 6.5, a 7.5, and a 9 foot. And right now, 3 of them are in what we call limited quantity, because the 6.5 foot, we started with over 10,000 for the day. This is the only order of the season. We have 2,600 remaining in that 6.5 foot, and there is no advance order. And you know, we sold, I don't know, like over 10,000 dolls in this hour. So like that easily could happen between now and the end of the day. Let's just say it doesn't sell out at the end of the day. Let's just say you go out next week and you start looking at trees and you think, why didn't I get that one from QVC? If there are any left, and there is no advance order on this, there's no additional order on this, if there are any left, certainly you can still order it. I can tell you it will not be this low 1-day only price, and there's not any good guarantee that you'll still get 6 easy payments. So time to do it is now. And if you are thinking of mom and dad or the newlyweds and you want to buy them a tree, If it is not something that they want, you can return it to the end of January if it is a gift. The 7.5 foot during this presentation also received that limited story. So we only have 2,900 left in the 7.5 foot, which has kind of been the #1 story. And then the 9 foot is super limited. We're down to 400. Can we talk about Fraser fir? And maybe we'll go up to the 5 foot because it's a little bit more in the light. And Dan, explain to everybody how realistic this is and how it's patterned after the most popular Christmas tree one can buy.
Yeah, exactly. Considered the Cadillac of Christmas trees. The Fraser fir, we took a real tree branch of a Fraser fir and we made it a blended mold out of it. And that's how we created the exact replica of what it looks like. Everything down to the color. And we've even taken the light string and matched that green to it, so you can't even see the lights. But the color and also the firmness of these back of these branches right here is exactly, but it's softer up here, softer, shallower needles right there.
You know what else impresses me is that you even wrapped this very sturdy pole in the center, because sometimes that's such a dead giveaway that you're using an artificial tree when you see this, well, okay, it's green, but the shiny metal thing going up the center of the tree, everything about it looks so real. So the color, the strength, the lush quality of a Fraser fir is recreated in this tree. And then we'll show you one of the features here, and then we'll go over to Bryn for the other one. If a bulb burns out or would fall out, the rest of the lights stay on.
That's right. As this is a culmination, this tree is a culmination of so many years of putting things together, and that's one of the backbones of the technology that really has us at the forefront. One of these bulbs will come out, and they really don't come out very easily, but if they come out, break loose, you're never gonna know because the rest of the tree is gonna stay lit.
And then the big thing people have talked about is the gift of time. And that's really what this Joy of Christmas theme was all about. We want you to be able to do the things that normally you don't have time to do. Maybe it's a tradition to take a ride and look at Christmas lights on houses.
Right.
Maybe there's a certain recipe, and we're gonna go back over to Bryn, that you love to do. When we had a call in this hour where the woman said it took her 2 days with a friend's help to set up her Christmas tree, we are now going to show you how super easy it is to set up the tree, and this might be assembly number 31. On this, we're not switching out samples. Bryn, you've been using the same sample all day.
I have. Okay, so we start with our really sturdy base. It's an X design and has nice rubber feet, so it stays in place. Then we go to our first section. I have 3 sections on this 6.5 tree, and as you can see, it's really easy for me to handle. I put it right into the base. I don't have to line anything up perfectly. It just pops down. This is the only plug. I'm still imagining how she got 1,000 lights onto that tree, but this is all I have to do. And how many lights do I have on this one?
This tree, you have 420 perfectly placed LED lights.
And I was also thinking, if you have any, well, let's Bryn finish and then I'll talk about my thoughts.
So again, just pop it right in. And then your last one is the little guy on top. Again, nothing to line up. If it doesn't light up right away, just kind of go like this and it just sinks right in and you're good to go.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That was not a 2-day assembly. No. And then, around the room, you can see we have a 9-foot tree back there that's absolutely stunning. And up on the landing, we did a beautiful 5-foot tree, and they're on the same frequency. So,
they are.
Maybe you love that rule of 3s. You'll do 2 5s and a 7.5, and if you have a really big, dramatic home, that would be gorgeous. We talked last night about donating this to your local church or to your local school that might be doing some sort of a Christmas play, because they'll be getting this out of the box just like Bryn's been doing over and over and over again. We also talked about the ability, if you do want to put a lighted treetop, if your treetop lights up, simply run that dark extension cord down the back. But the other neat thing is, since there's only one plug, if you have some whimsical lights, maybe you have lights that are a cartoon character, or maybe you have lights that you collected through the years that look like the ruby slippers. I'm just thinking of some of the lights that we've done. You can still lay those into the branches and just plug that into another extension cord, because there's only one plug coming out of this tree, not 12, for goodness sake.
You still one outlet in the wall and you can have your extra light because we're only using one plug.
You're good to go. And it is really today and today only. We wanted to bring you, per your request, a Christmas tree for the holiday season season a little bit later on into the season, not just July. And that's why we wanted to bring you, again, this is the last look. We're about to wrap it up. Our today's special value, which is the only order of the season. You're in the business, Dan. I have to ask you, what is the one thing about this tree that you're most proud of?
You know, it's funny because I wish I could just, you know, bring it down to one thing, but I would say is the replication that we had of the Fraser fir.
That it looks so real.
That it looks so real because the lighting we've been working on, it's a culmination of so many years. So I've seen that progression, but to actually nail the look of the Fraser fir is what I'm really proud of, because it's not just about the lights, it's also about the aesthetic of the tree, because at night, your tree is off, but that is as beautiful as it is when it's on.
I mean, and look at that. And think about the fact that you can now fragrance your home with, you know, the scent of a pine tree. And so when somebody walks in, they will absolutely think this is the real deal. So we're running out of time on the day, running out of time in our final presentation. The 5 foot, this is a fairly new size. It's one of the newest sizes introduced just last year. It is the accent tree, it's the kitchen tree, it's the bedroom tree, it's that entranceway tree. It's for the downsized home, it's for the studio apartment, it's for the dorm room. And we love the idea of you getting 2 and really flanking a fireplace or flanking a beautiful entranceway.
And we'll have them synced up, all by one remote control. You can use one remote control for both the trees. Although you do get 2 remote controls, one will control both of them.
And that is about $1 a day on Easy Pay. Thank you very much for that 5 foot.
Fantastic.
6.5 is over here. This is the one that the size that Bryn's been working on all day long. We had about 10,000 to start the day. We have 2,500 left. It may not sell out, but if it doesn't sell out, the price is going to go up and you're going to have to spend more. And that is in 3 pieces, and that's going to look this fresh and new and beautiful for years and years and years to come. If you're tired of buying artificial trees that start to look kind of scraggly after a couple years, not here. Then 7.5 foot. We actually started with close to 9,000 on the day. We only have 2,800 remaining. And for the 8 and the 9 foot ceilings, this is such a popular size. Look how lush it is, but I can still get my hand in to put, you know, that beautiful Tinkerbell ornament that we got at Disney, or, you know, the sweet little one that says baby's first Christmas. And then last but not least, we've got our 9 foot tree. We started with 2,100 for the day. We're down to 400. And let's face it, this is the drama queen right here.
It really is so majestic. It's really beautiful. 780 lights on it. I couldn't even think about stringing that many.
And then, you know, when we first started presenting trees on QVC, we would have twice as many on the set because we would offer you white, and then we would offer you multi, and it was a choice of. We never offered pastel, and you certainly couldn't morph. So can you take us through this light technology that, again, all that's exclusive to QVC, all this from our friends at Santa's Best?
Your bright, perfectly lit multi-lights. Then, for me, when my kids go to bed, I love my clear lights. This is my nice, warm white. You, the customer, have brought us the idea, and we've worked with our engineers to bring this pastel, which is beautiful. It's really a blend between the multi and the clear lights. We then have what we call a slow fade, and this will gently fade out of clear, go all the way down, and then reverse and come back up, get brighter as it gets moving, and that's basically our slow fade. We have a toggle back and forth, which is for the debate. Okay, clear, I win, I don't win, but either way, everybody wins because you get them both. And then we have 2 pretty awesome twinkling features, and they really sort of have a glistened look as it goes through all 3 of those clear, multi, and pastel. And then for our New Year's Eve, when we're ready to ring in the new year with our fast twinkle.
Old Lang Syne, right there. Okay, so here's what's happening. Last look at our today's special value. It's been a wonderful day. Well over 17,000 of you have picked this up, and we are now in the final moments of this value on the day. So here's what you can do. First of all, I would look at the manufacturer's suggested retail price, because if you've ever been to a beautiful, high-end, really elegant decorator place that has stunning trees, they're not going to have all this technology, but they're going to have these manufacturer suggested retail pricing. I mean, look at that 9 foot, that's $1,600. Today and today only, we range from $229 to $569. That is for years and years and years and years, and so on and so on and so on of decorating. And then we have the best Easy Pay that we do, 6 easy payments. Those payments cannot, even if we keep Easy Pay, they can't be the same past midnight West Coast tonight, because the price will go up. And, you know, what our customers said about similar Santa's Best Christmas trees. This woman gave it 5 stars. The tree is beautiful and so easy to set up. I would recommend the product to everyone. The branches are so full and strong. It plugged right in and put the plug into the outlet. It's the easiest tree I have ever had. And this next person gave it a 5-star rating, best tree ever. I put this tree up and was very, very pleased. So easy to put up and so pretty. Love the light functions also. Could not be more pleased with this product. Thanks. And that's what we want your holidays to be. So awesome
Jane,
job, buddy.
thank you.
Merry Christmas. Mwah.
That was so much fun. That really was.
Maybe you can
Thank
go get some ribs from Rick, because that
I
was
know.
a job well
I'm gonna
done.
Follow my stomach.
He's hungry. And also, lots of you last night, when we kicked this off at midnight, got the storage bag. It's $44.86. So if you go to QVC.com, we have this real